You aware of the origin myth of the Dogon tribe?
No.
There's a tribe in, I believe it's a tribe in, I forget what part of Africa, but they believe that they came from Mars, and that there was a civilization that left Mars, you know, many, many eons ago, because they know some things about Mars.
Joe Rogan shocked his audience when he revealed evidence of an African tribe that believes their ancestors came from Mars. But that's not even the most unbelievable part. In today's video, we're exploring tribes that should not exist. Real communities caught on camera, living far beyond the boundaries of human civilization. First, let's begin with a tribe in West Africa that has forced scientists to question everything we know about human origins. They are the Dogon, an isolated community living deep within the deserts of Mali, carved into the cliffs of Bandiagara that rise more than 1,600 feet high. Here, they have built homes, temples, and hidden chambers directly into the rock, creating what looks like an ancient city suspended in midair. On the Joe Rogan Experience, Joe Rogan once told the story of the Dogon, saying they believed their ancestors did not come from Earth, but from Mars. According to Dogon legend, celestial beings descended to Earth in a boat of light, bringing knowledge of the stars and teaching humanity about the universe. Rogan asked, if that legend were true, could it mean their civilization actually began on the Red Planet, thousands of years ago, when Mars still had life? What stunned scientists is that centuries before telescopes existed, the Dogon already described the Sirius star system with incredible accuracy. They said a small invisible star orbited the main one every 50 years, calling it Po-Tolo, the heaviest star in the universe. In 1862, astronomers finally confirmed the existence of Sirius B, a dense white dwarf exactly as the Dogon had described. Two French researchers, Marcel Griol and Germain Dieterlen, later verified that Dogon elders also knew about the moons of Jupiter and the rings of Saturn, claiming this knowledge was passed down from aquatic beings called Nomo. No telescopes, no electricity, no schools. Yet somehow, the Dogon understood the cosmos better than most modern civilizations. The question that still haunts scientists is simple. Where did they learn this? And if their story is true, could humans really have come from Mars? And that's only the beginning, because ahead, in the list Joe Rogan once mentioned, there are tribes whose abilities go far beyond anything science can explain. Welcome to the place the world calls the Forbidden Island, a land where people still live as if time stopped, and one wrong step could cost you your life. In 2004, after the Indian Ocean tsunami, a rescue helicopter flew over the island and captured one of the most chilling moments ever recorded. A lone Sentinelese man standing on the beach, aiming his bow directly at the camera. His arrow flew straight toward the lens, a silent warning that modern humans are not welcome. North Sentinel Island, roughly the size of a small Manhattan district, has been home to the Sentinelese for tens of thousands of years. They hunt, fish, and craft tools from shipwreck metal, living without electricity, technology, or the concept of money or nations. For them, the outside world is not opportunity, it's danger. Every attempt to make contact has ended in tragedy. In 2006, two fishermen who drifted ashore were never seen again. In 2018, an American missionary tried to reach them and was killed within minutes. Scientists believe the Sentinelese are direct descendants of the first humans who left Africa more than 60,000 years ago. Their long isolation means they have no immunity to modern diseases. Even one handshake could wipe them out completely. The Indian government has enforced a total ban, protecting the island from all outsiders. And today, beneath the palm trees and crashing waves, The Sentinelese still live, untouched, ancient, and terrifyingly pure, proof that civilization doesn't always mean progress. And if you think humans can't evolve beyond modern science, look to the sea. There exists a tribe that seems to have adapted in ways scientists never thought possible. They are known as the Sea Gypsies, ocean nomads who live their entire lives drifting across the waters between Thailand and Myanmar. No nationality, no borders, no permanent homes. Their lives unfold entirely at sea, on small wooden boats called kabang, trading fish and shells for rice, salt, and fuel. For them, the ocean isn't just home, it's the only world they know. But what truly shocked scientists lies in their eyes. Moken children can hold their breath for up to 4 minutes underwater, and even more remarkably, they can see clearly beneath the surface, just like dolphins. Without masks or goggles, they adjust their pupils and lenses to focus through murky water. In 1999, Swedish researcher Anna Geislin from Lund University studied them and made a stunning discovery. This wasn't a genetic mutation, it was a learned skill. She even proved that European children could develop the same ability after just a few weeks of training. Today, the Moken still live on the sea, drifting with the monsoons and tides. They need no technology, no modern comfort, only the ocean. And when you look into their eyes, you realize evolution doesn't just happen in labs. So next, we meet a tribe whose physical abilities have amazed even the world's top athletes. Across the vast plains of East Africa, where crimson sunsets stretch endlessly to the horizon, the Maasai people live and thrive in their own unique way. They are known as the warriors who can fly, because in their famous Adumu jumping ritual, young men leap straight into the air, their bodies perfectly upright, heels off the ground, as if suspended mid-air. Scientists have measured their jumps at over 1.5 feet high, the same as professional athletes. Yet the Maasai achieve this without modern training or equipment. What truly shocked researchers, however, was their diet. While the modern world obsesses over clean eating, Maasai remain strong and healthy on a diet made almost entirely of milk, meat, and small amounts of cow's blood, safely drawn from their own cattle. They consume several times more fat than medical guidelines recommend, yet heart disease among them is almost non-existent. Scientists call this the Maasai paradox, living proof that the human body can adapt in ways no one ever expected. For the Maasai, strength doesn't come from muscle, but from faith in the earth itself. Wealth is measured not by money, but by cattle, children, and courage. When someone passes away, their body is returned to nature, a gesture of balance between life and the world. Today, in the annual Maasai Olympics, these warriors still jump, sing, and rise above the plains. Each leap is more than strength. It's a declaration that when humans live in harmony with nature, nothing is impossible. This is one of the strangest tribes ever recorded, where people transform themselves into the ghosts of their ancestors. 2 centuries ago, in the Simbu Mountains of Papua New Guinea, hunters from the Maima tribe suddenly vanished. When searchers entered a nearby cave, they found dozens of human skeletons and a giant creature believed to have attacked the village. To survive, the remaining villagers came up with an extraordinary plan. They painted their bodies in black and white to resemble walking skeletons, tricking the creature into thinking they were spirits of the dead. It worked. The monster fled, and the living skeletons became a sacred symbol of their culture. Every year during festival season, the Maima people cover themselves in skeletal paint, dance around fires, and beat drums through the night. To them, It's not just honoring the dead. It's a reminder that death isn't the end, only another form of life. Anthropologists who have witnessed this describe it as a ritual between the world of the living and the dead. Even today, many in Papua still believe the skeleton tribe represents balance between spirit, humanity, and nature, where life and death exist as one. If there is any tribe that both terrifies and fascinates scientists and spiritual seekers alike, it is the Agori. Living along the sacred banks of the Ganges River in Varanasi, the Agori are devotees of Shiva in his most fearsome form. They isolate themselves near cremation grounds, meditate among ashes, and believe that only by facing death directly can one understand the true nature of life. What shocks the world are their rituals. They cover their bodies in cremation ash, wear ornaments made from human bone, and live detached from all material possessions. For them, nothing in existence is impure, because the universe was born from destruction, and only by embracing it can the soul be set free. Though many see them as extreme, the Agori carry a powerful message. Death is not an ending, but the beginning of rebirth. They do not fear darkness, because to them, that is where light is born. Today, the Agori still live by the river, defying the modern world. And when you see them meditating among the smoke and ashes of the Ganges, you'll understand. Some beliefs go so deep, they transcend the line between life and death. Now let's journey into a forest so dark that even sunlight disappears. There, among the shadows, live small but powerful people, the pygmies. Standing barely 4.5 feet tall, they are hunters, climbers, and warriors unlike any other. They can move silently through dense jungle, climb trees taller than 100 feet using only their hands, and survive entirely off the land. Researchers have recorded them using bows tipped with tree sap poison to hunt monkeys and antelope with deadly precision, kills that happen within seconds. Meanwhile, pygmy women carry their children and still travel miles through the forest each day. Astonishingly, they have some of the lowest rates of heart disease and hypertension in all of Africa, despite living in harsh conditions with no modern medicine. Their bodies have fully adapted to the rainforest, an evolutionary mystery science has yet to explain. Now we travel to a land where one single war cry could strike fear into any enemy. The Maori of New Zealand are considered one of the most spiritually powerful peoples on Earth. They are famous for the haka, a fierce ceremonial dance performed before battle. 18th century records describe Maori war canoes approaching the shore, their thunderous stomps and shouts echoing for miles, terrifying enemies long before the fight began. Maori warriors are naturally tall and muscular, on average nearly a head taller than Europeans of the same era. They wield wooden staffs called taiaha, strong enough to slice through tree trunks in one blow. And what stunned scientists is their DNA, containing twice the natural muscle density of most humans, giving them extraordinary strength and reflexes. Today, the Maori still preserve their sacred facial tattoos, called moko, symbols of lineage and courage. Traditions that once made Western missionaries call them the people who fear no gods. Would you believe there's a place where people live in the sky? Deep in Papua's rainforests, the Korowai build their homes atop trees soaring over 130 feet high, the height of a 10-story building. It's not just to escape wild animals. They believe the higher they live, the closer their souls are to their ancestors, and the farther they stay from evil spirits. These massive wooden houses are built entirely by hand, No nails, no steel, just vines and bamboo. Each one can hold up to 10 people and last for decades through relentless tropical storms. When Western anthropologists first encountered them in 1974, the world was stunned. The Korowai had never known other humans existed. Some village elders even believed white outsiders were spirits, returning from the afterlife. In the 1990s, National Geographic filmmakers recorded Korowai hunters using bows to catch animals, roasting forest rats over open fires, and using tree ash as salt. A living window into one of the purest ancient cultures left on Earth. And if you think humans can't turn fear into a weapon, meet the Asaro mudmen, the walking ghosts who terrified an entire valley. About 2 centuries ago, they were chased to the banks of the Asaro River by their enemies. Desperate to survive, the remaining villagers hid underwater in thick mud through the night. When they rose at dawn, their bodies were coated in white clay, their eyes wide and hollow, and mist surrounded them like smoke. Their enemies saw them and fled in terror, believing they were spirits of the dead. From that day, the Asaro kept the image as a survival strategy. They began crafting massive clay masks with fangs, horns, and hollow eyes, then slowly walked through villages to the deep rhythm of tribal drums. Anthropologists recorded that during many festivals, even outsiders fainted in shock upon seeing the mud men come to life. These masks, weighing more than 20 pounds, are still preserved today, not just as cultural symbols, but as proof that fear itself can become real power. Next, we leave Papua and venture into the Amazon rainforest, where trees rise hundreds of feet high and the air is so dense you can almost hear it breathe. Deep within this jungle, the Huaorani people live exactly as their ancestors did thousands of years ago. They are master hunters, able to track prey by the faint scent of damp earth or a single broken leaf. Biologists have documented that they can identify more than 300 species of medicinal plants, a number that surpasses many modern research programs. The Huaorani hunt with wooden spears tipped in curare, a tree bark poison that can stop the heart within minutes. In 1956, 5 American missionaries were killed after attempting contact, an event that shocked the world and was later chronicled in the documentary End of the Spear. They speak a language unrelated to any other known on Earth and believe that each time an outsider enters the forest, a part of nature's soul disappears forever. Now let's leave the jungle for a land where blizzards can kill in minutes. In northeastern Siberia, where temperatures drop to negative 50 degrees Celsius, the Chukchi have survived for thousands of years, defying every attempt at conquest by the Russian Empire. 18th century records say it took the Russians more than 40 years of warfare, yet they never subdued them. The Chukchi's secret lies in their extraordinary bond with reindeer. They travel with their herds, read the wind, and predict storms just by the animal's breath. Modern genetic research shows the Chukchi share DNA with the first humans who crossed the Bering Strait into the Americas, making them direct descendants of migrations that happened more than 10,000 years ago. Without technology or modern weapons, they still hunt whales with wooden harpoons, live in skin tents, and perform sacred snow sacrifices to ensure a successful hunt. In a world where the cold destroys everything, they have turned it into their own form of faith. Now look toward India, where deep inside the dense labyrinthine forests of Kerala, fewer than 200 people still live as their ancestors did thousands of years ago. They are the Cholanaikan, known as the tribe that vanished within the modern world. With no electricity, no permanent homes, they take shelter in caves and survive by hunting and gathering. What shocked scientists most is their astronomical knowledge, far beyond what anyone expected. In a 2015 study by the Indian Institute of Applied Science, Cholanaikan elders were recorded tracking the exact lunar cycle by observing the shapes of leaves and the direction of moss growth on rocks. They even have their own language, spoken nowhere else on Earth, with over 30 distinct words to describe different kinds of rain, from the soft drizzle on leaves to the downpours that signal hunting season. Though the government has tried to integrate them into society, most Cholanaikan return to the forest. To them, leaving the jungle is not evolution, it's losing their soul. High in the Himalayas, at nearly 8,000 feet above sea level, lies the Hunza Valley, known as the Valley of People Who Never Grow Old. According to a 1970s National Geographic report, the Hunza have an average lifespan of over 100 years, with almost no cases of heart disease, cancer, or diabetes. Women in their 70s can still bear children, leaving medical science baffled. Their secret lies in a pure and disciplined lifestyle. They eat almost entirely plant-based diets of vegetables, grains, nuts, and fruit, especially dried apricots and fresh apricot juice, rich in vitamin B17, a compound believed to help prevent the growth of cancer cells. Their water comes from the glacial melt of the Karakoram Mountains, rich in trace minerals and so pure that scientists call it Hunza water, saying its mineral balance closely resembles human plasma. No pollution, no industry, no stress. The Hunza live simply among the peaks. And while the modern world searches for ways to extend life through technology, they've already done it, through nature alone. Finally, we reach Indonesia, deep inside the Akatajawe Lolobata rainforest, where the Togutil people still live completely cut off from the modern world. They build shelters from palm leaves, bamboo, and forest vines. No walls, no floors, no metal tools. Everything they own comes from the jungle itself. When Indonesian anthropologists discovered them in 2013, many Togutil had never seen electric light and believed cameras could trap human souls. What fascinated researchers most was their forest philosophy, an ancient belief system they call no rimba, no life, meaning no forest, no life. Each fallen tree must be forgiven through a rain ceremony. They see the forest as a living being that shelters, watches, and judges them. Though officially recognized as Indonesian citizens, the Togutil refuse to leave the jungle. To them, the outside world is too loud. The forest, even in its harshness, is the only place where humans are truly free. After visiting these tribes, do you feel as if you've stepped into another world? Share which one surprised you the most in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to keep exploring the mysteries still unfolding around us, right here on planet Earth.